Before April 2026, working with AI meant treating it like a highly articulate search engine. You typed a prompt, it generated a block of text or code, and it sat idle until you provided the next instruction. Building software required you to act as a manual bridge. You had to copy a generated function, paste it into your editor, run a test, and then copy any resulting errors back into the chat window to start the process over. This chat-based interface created a hard ceiling on productivity. Because the AI couldn't act on its own, it required constant human hand-holding and frequent reminders of the project's broader context to stay on track. This chart tracks a significant market shock in April 2026. Following the release of Claude Opus 4.7 and a new tool called Claude Design, Figma's stock price dropped nearly 8% in a single day. Investors reacted to the removal of that manual bridge. These updates enabled the AI to reason through a project and execute the steps autonomously, transitioning it from a reactive tool to an agent capable of finishing work. The first pillar of this agentic workflow is cognition, powered by the Claude Opus 4.7 model. Anthropic introduced effort controls to manage how the model processes tasks. By selecting the X-high setting, the AI allocates more computing time to reason through the architecture of a complex problem before it begins writing. Deep reasoning is supported by a second pillar, execution. In Claude Code, this is handled through a feature called Auto Mode. In Auto Mode, the AI writes and tests its own software. When it encounters a bug, it can read the error, devise a fix, and apply it without stopping to ask for human permission at every failure. To interact with external environments, the system uses the Model Context Protocol, or MCP. This functions as an adapter that allows the AI to plug directly into a user's local file system or cloud tools. By combining MCP with preview windows called artifacts, Anthropic enabled the creation of stateful micro-applications. Each artifact can now hold 20 megabytes of persistent storage. This memory allows the AI to retain data across multiple sessions, using MCP to connect to services like Slack or Google Calendar to perform real-world tasks that take more than a single conversation to finish. Combining the reasoning of the Opus brain with the execution of the Auto Mode hands allows the system to push through technical roadblocks that previously required human intervention to resolve. Historically, AI was confined to back-end logic. It could write a database script, but it struggled to produce the front-end designs that actual users interact with. The third pillar, visualization, addresses this through Claude Design, a feature developed in partnership with Canva. Claude Design reads a company's internal codebase and design files to identify specific layout standards and color palettes. It then applies these brand rules to the project automatically. Users can describe a visual goal and receive publication-ready pitch decks or structured UI prototypes, bypassing the need to manually open a design application. For organizations, this automates brand enforcement. It ensures design consistency across globally distributed teams, generating fully compliant assets from the very first draft. By layering this visual engine over its cognitive and execution systems, Anthropic connected the logical reasoning of a chat window to the literal layout of a production-ready interface. When you connect these three pillars, cognition, execution, and visualization, you get a project lifecycle that runs end-to-end within a single environment. The human role shifts from providing micro-instructions to assigning a macro project. The user sets a goal, defines an overall effort budget, and monitors the progress. The AI handles the back-end architecture, designs front-end interfaces, and manages user data. Meanwhile, Ultra Review acts as a safety mechanism, using multi-agent analysis to flag issues, ensuring the human remains the final validator of the work. The unit of AI work has moved past the single prompt. It now encompasses the management of an entire project lifecycle, repositioning the user as a supervisor over a digital workspace.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe to Naveen Tech Hub for practical AI.